Okay, guys, so in today's video, I'm going to show you part 3 where I attempt to turn $4,000 into $24,000, showing you every trade in between trading binary options. My name is David with Binary Masterclass, and welcome back to the channel. All right, guys, so let's get into the here. So this is a combination or accumulation of 4 different trading sessions sped up at 8 times because, guys, there's like 60 trades at least here, and not all of this week went my way, guys. So we really, Monday and Tuesday, actually Monday was a holiday, so this is beginning on Tuesday, had kind of just the first couple days were rather a stretch. I'm starting with, you can see as I grow my account, my first entry money management begins to scale down. In this session, I am now starting my first entries at 2%, which does start to get a bit more conservative so that if I do get strung out into higher entries, they're not as big as they used to be. So we're in a second entry here, actually a third entry we had to get into on Euro Franc. And this is bouncing around the money. And we do end up winning our third entry on Euro Franc. And I do take, actually, I forgot to adjust my money management down. So I actually did take a first entry loss on Euro USD. And then we ended up getting another first entry win to kind of balance that out. So back to 2%, we take a first entry call on Aussie USD, and some of these support and resistance areas, these couple days were just not what we wanted. We had some inflation news this week, so we do win a second entry there. Some inflation news that kind of just created some volatility that just pushed our strategy beyond where I normally like to take it, but certainly within its realms of capability. We win a first entry there. We are in a first entry winning here, and wait a minute. We do end up barely winning that first entry. We have a pound Aussie trade here that is in the money on the first. Can we close it out? And we do. Okay. A few first entry wins in a row. That's nice. Always like to see those. We do take an entry here on Euro Pound. It does push beyond the resistance, but does come back in the money and give us a nice win. So now we're starting to roll a little bit. These 2% entries are adding up. Already a couple $1,000s in the money on this session, which is nice. We do end up losing a first on Aussie CAD. We take our second over to pound Aussie, which ends up losing. We do have to take a third on pound Aussie, and it closes out nicely in the money. Okay, pound CAD is giving us a bit of a stretch, but it does come down and win. And then we get a really nice response on a first entry call in Euro CAD. We're actually down to 1% first entries on the day. Again, the bigger my account grows, the more conservative I want to be. I want to make sure that I just minimize the risk the higher I go. We get a first entry looking really good here on Euro USD. And one more trade for this opening trading day of the week. For me, we finish with a nice pound CAD win. So we were up $4,500 on the first trading session of the week, which was really fantastic. So we start off our next trading day looking for our first trading opportunity. Okay, so our first trade of the next session is a put on Euro CAD. It ends up winning. We also took a first entry put on Euro USD. It ends up not behaving as well as we would like. I am now in a third entry on Euro USD, which it is just running today, guys. Again, it's this inflationary news that we've had, which has really pushed things, but my third entry is actually looking, or fourth entry is actually looking good, and we end up winning that fourth entry back to a first entry size, which is a little over 1% today. Aussie CAD first ends up actually not winning, but our second does very nicely. Okay, I do end up, guys, in this session This was a tough session for me. It was a long session. I ended up having, well, not as long as what it could have been. I do end up losing a first, and my second, just barely won there. I do end up getting a nice, well, it looked like it was going to be a nice win on EuroCAD, but it just turned around. And I think this is where things started to unravel just a little bit. We had news. We had a big move here on the EURUSD. I tried to trade the news, which oftentimes I do successfully. This time I lose a second entry on the news. We just have currencies running a little bit. I probably should have backed off and let things calm down a little bit because I do lose a third on EuroCAD. Gosh, trading news can be up or down. I am in a fourth. It was looking good, but I do lose a fourth entry, guys. So that puts me down about $5,000 from the peak of where I was at in the day and about $4,000 down for the day. So now I end up winning a first. I'm in recovery mode, trading $500 first entries. The news has kind of settled down. Things are starting to consolidate again within new ranges. I stick to this strategy. I end up winning another first entry there. I'm just kind of having to work back that unfortunate loss. Aussie CAD first does end up winning there in the last few seconds, getting my way back. EuroCAD, nice resistance. It does end up looking like it wants to push, but it does respond, ultimately giving us another nice win there. Where are we headed here? Okay, so Aussie CAD actually itself hits a very nice resistance. I do take a second on it. My first does end up losing, but my second wins. Getting back toward our first entry or our starting spot for the session here. Pound USD ends up pushing beyond a resistance, and I didn't like where the second was going to go. So I didn't end up taking a second on that currency, but I found EuroCAD in this response, and I do end up winning a second entry on EuroCAD. I head over to Aussie CAD, where I do reduce my first trade size, and I do lose that first on Aussie CAD, but I take my trade over to USD franc, which is at a nice resistance, and I do end up, well, I actually end up losing that Euro franc second. I need EuroCAD to help me here, and it does. We do get a third entry win, so we're one trade away from being even for the day, guys. Not even for the high of the day, just even for the day. So I end up losing a first there on EuroCAD. I have our EURUSD. I've got my second in place. It does end up losing as well. Guys, just a challenging couple of days here. I had to fight for these wins, guys, but we stuck to the strategy. Our third entry wins. We're now back in the money for the day. All right, I put a first and a second here on EuroCAD, and I actually do put a third in because it just ends up running, and we do end up winning a third. So now starting to make back some of those profits that we lost on that fourth entry loss. My first entry here on Aussie CAD does end up winning. Euro USD first is, well, it is getting back close to the money. It does end up winning there. Okay. We have to take another fourth entry on Euro USD. It does respawn nicely. And guys, this puts us really, really nicely in the money, closing in on $20,000. Okay. We are going to win this second entry, and this will put us even closer to the $20,000 mark. Remember, guys, it was only a few sessions ago where we started at $4,000. We've been fighting our way up here, just following the strategy, decreasing the aggressiveness of the money management as we grow. I'm still trading a 2% first entry. I'm going to work my way down to a 1, but we do cross that $20,000 threshold. Another first entry on Euro Pound that is looking pretty good. End up winning that. Okay, so pound CAD first did not win, but our second is looking good. And boom, win that. Just crossed the $21,000 mark. Okay, euro pound first. We're now down to 1% first entry. That ends up winning. Okay, we catch pound CAD at a very good support. It ends up responding nicely for us. Now, because we're down to the 1% money management, it takes a little bit longer to get where we want to go, but at least our risk is reduced and our chances of calamity reduce with that. We do get a first entry on Euro USD, but it is kind of wanting to break out a little bit here. So we do end up losing that first. I do take the second over a Euro pound, which actually hit a really nice resistance. It responds well. Euro USD ended up responding well also. So we would have won our second there, but Euro pound actually really kind of breaks out and now is getting itself up to a 15-minute level. But I wanted to take my second entry over to pound CAD, which got itself to more than -2 on the value chart. I end up winning that entry. And then I also take an entry on pound Aussie, which is also at a really terrific 15-minute level there. I win a first entry, guys. We win a second entry. Getting us just about to 23,000 Aussie USD, though, is giving us a little bit of trouble at this support. It comes down to a second support where we take our second entry. We do lose our Aussie USD second entry, so we do take a third here on Aussie USD. And we end up winning that third on Aussie USD. Okay, Euro franc. A pretty decent resistance area. We win our third there. Guys, ever so close to 23,000, getting very, very close to our target. Pound USD first, boom, over 23, less than $1,000 from our target here, guys. Okay, this Euro franc first is a winner. Take another first on Euro franc as it approaches another support level. It didn't end up responding at that level, but it does respond very nicely at the second level, giving us a second entry win, putting us less than $300 from our target. Only 9 sessions in, guys. 9 sessions in. Okay, we do lose that first, and I am approaching our target. And okay, there we go, guys. I had hit 24,000. I do take another first entry here. This is probably going to be my last trade of the day. A second gets me, guys, to $24,402 after 9 trading sessions. And what was that? 125 trades. Trading cycles closed. We had 7 losses and over 100 wins. We had, was that 118 wins and 7 losses or something like that, guys. I take my account all the way from $4,000 to over 24,000. And now let's go see what kind of withdrawal I'm going to make. All right, now we're going to head over and show you the withdrawal that I took this week after my 9 days of trading. Go to the withdrawal section here. We're going to paste in my Bitcoin address. Guys, I'm going to take a withdrawal. I'm going to take my account down to 15,000 to start the next week, which means I need to take a withdrawal of $9,402.77. Here we go. Continue and come on. Boom. There we go. This withdrawal is now in, and we're going to start the next week trading at $15,000 even. All right, guys, so we did it, $4,000 to $24,000 in 9 trading days. Guys, if you would like to join us live in the trading room where you have the opportunity to also grow your account with us, we have 3 live daily trading sessions. Our premium members get access to all 3 sessions. And guys, we'd love it if you joined us as a premium member. If you're already an experienced binary options trader and would like to take your trading to the next level, join in as a premium member, guys. It's only $199 a month. You get access to all 3 sessions. Guys, you get our binary boot camp, our binary options boot camp. You get everything that you need to be a successful binary options trader. There's a link in the description below that will give you access to all of our current specials. And guys, we will see you in the trading room.